God puts the soil, and the soil, as physical as it is, it can make a spiritual transaction against someone. In Jonah 1 from verse 3, God said, the outcry of Nineveh have come to me. Who made that cry? Jonah 1:2. Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness have come up before me. Mentally, if you check Nineveh, there was no Christian there. There was no intercessor there. So who was telling God that something is not right here? Genesis 4 from verse 5. So the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door. It desires for you, but you should rule over it. Now Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel your brother? He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? God now said, no, it's not about your answer now. Somebody is crying against you. And he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. He says, so now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened his mouth, This earth have a mouth. It's not only you that have mouth to receive your brother's blood from there. So let me ask, we are in South Africa now. There's earth in this land. What is this earth saying about us? What is this land saying? It's a question. Before you say, because the land is innocent, it shows no favoritism. So meaning it can be bearing testimony, it can be bearing witness. He said, this place, I don't understand. Even the land can be complaining. There's a lot of shedding of blood here. There's a lot of bitterness here. There's a lot of hate here. In Genesis 18 from verse 17, the Lord says, shall I hide from Abraham what I'm doing? Now what is hiding? Since Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, in order that he will command his children and his household after him, that they should keep the way of the Lord, to do righteousness, justice, that the Lord may bring Abraham what he has spoken to him. Then see what God says. See what God was hiding. The Lord said, because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grave, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry against it. The outcry. Who is crying? Because when Abraham was doing intercession, he was saying, Lord, will you destroy the righteous and the sinner? God said no. He said, Abraham said, if you find 50, will you destroy? God said no. If I find 45, God said no. If I find 30, God said no. If I find 20, God said no, I won't destroy, because of 20 righteous people. He said, if I find 10, I won't destroy. So there was no 10 righteous person in. Not even one, not even Lot was righteous. So the whole land was sinful and wicked. So tell me who was making that outcry? Because if there was a righteous person there, one person can cry to God. Because God said, I sought for a man. If one person cry for South Africa, God can hear South Africa. If one person cry for your family, God can hear your family. I sought for a man, not men. Just one. If one can stand in the gap, I'm fine. But in the whole of Sodom and Gomorrah, there was no man found. So if man is not crying, ground is crying. Before destruction comes into a nation, it's because nobody was crying to God. The ground now cried against. So we are taking it to nations, taking it to family, and taking it to our personal life. You can control what the earth is crying about your family, because the truth is your family have their own earth, you have your own, and the nation have their own. It was the outcry of Cain personally. The ground cried against Cain, personal one. This one is national. So if I ask you now, what is this land where you are staying? You are living in Nigeria, you are living in America, you are living in Botswana. What is that land where you are staying saying about you? What is its outcry about you? Is it crying for your good, or is it crying against you? But one thing you must know is that the ground is always crying. So like I said, once you enter the realm of the spirit, be it for light or for darkness, they teach you spiritual transaction. How to use the land to cry against people or speak for people. One thing the earth does is, the earth can bear witness. It can bear witness against someone. You know what it means to bear witness? To see an event when it happened, you were there. That's meaning the earth can bear witness. So everything that we are doing, when they say God is omnipotent, is because everything is God. Everything speaks to God. Everything works for God. So everything we are doing, the earth can report to God. So when you say something is a witness, you are saying the thing have a knowledge of an event from observation or experience. It has a knowledge of the event that took place. So the best If something happens somewhere, there's CCTV camera to pick things up. There are human beings that are eyewitness, but the best witness is the earth. The realm of the spirit does not need humans' testimony, because humans can lie. CCTV camera can fail, but the earth will not fail, because it's not a supporter of anyone. It's a neutral judge. 3, when you say something is a witness, is an attestation of a testimony. It can give a proper testimony of what happened, an attestation of testimony. Number 4, one who can give evidence specifically. Number 5, a witness is someone that is when an entity who has seen or bear first-hand witness of something. It has first-hand evidence, first-hand witness. An entity who has seen or can bear first-hand evidence of an event. Last year, I was praying, and God said He wants to bring godly leaders in different nations. Before Donald Trump was elected, before the president of Ghana was elected. Because when God finds godly leaders, a godly leader can make everyone in the nation pray, so that the evil that is supposed to befall the nation, before tribulation comes, he can avert it. For example, because many believers don't know that the devil is called the accuser of brethren. He can accuse a nation for no reason, accuse a family for no reason. So what do you want the earth to hear? Many of us need to repent for what we have said about the place where we are. Anyone that says this country is not safe, there's killing and robbery here, don't come, that person will die in that country. You should be careful what you say to the earth. Jeremiah 29, it said, God said to those in captivity, not those that were free, not those that were enjoying the land, not the king, those under oppression, build houses. 5, build houses and dwell in them. Plant gardens and eat the fruit. Take wives and begat sons and daughters. And take wives for your sons and give your daughters to husband, so that they may bear sons and daughters, that you may be increased there and not diminished. And seek the peace of the city where I have caused you to be carried away captive. Pray for the Lord for it, for in His peace you will have peace. Meaning, if you are interceding for the peace of a nation, doesn't matter the disaster that is going on in that nation, you are exempted. If you are interceding for the fruitfulness of a nation, it doesn't matter the bad economy in that nation, you will be exempted. If you are interceding for the prosperity of a nation, it doesn't matter the poverty in that nation, you will be exempted. Number 1, I said the earth can bear witness. Number 2, the earth is living. Everything God created is living. In Luke 20 from verse 38, He said, for He is the God of the living, not the God of the dead. He is the God of for He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. For all live to Him. Meaning all things God created is living. That's why Jeremiah said, oh you earth, hear the word of the Lord. You know, there's macro and there's micro. Macro is big, micro is personal, singular. So he said there's a macro heaven and there's a micro heaven. Macro heaven is the heaven over a nation, and micro heaven is the heaven over you. So there's macro earth, the general earth of the nation, and there's micro, your own personal one. So you must learn to control all these things around you. So the earth is living, the earth can bear witness, and the earth have mouths to swallow. So meaning it can be a weapon. When they say the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, one of spiritual weapon is the earth. Numbers 16:30. But if the Lord creates a new thing, because they've never seen it before, if God does a new thing and the earth opens His mouth and swallow them up with all that belongs to them, He said, and they go down alive into the pit of hell, then you understand that these men have rejected the Lord. Moses is the one doing this thing. If you check very well, these things are coming from prophets. Jeremiah, Moses, not for ordinary carnal man. If you try to put God in the box of your small knowledge, God will ask you the way He asked Job, who is this who darkened counsel with words without knowledge? No knowledge in your word, you are darkening counsel. Job 32, who is this who darkens counsel by words without knowledge? You can't limit God. God is multifaceted, multi-dimensional. These are prophets. So Moses said, if these people, because they were disobedient, if these people should die on natural death here, then it means they have not rejected God. But if they don't, He said, now it came to pass as He finished speaking all these things, all this word, that the ground split apart under them, and the earth opened His mouth and swallowed them up with their household and all the men with Korah, with all their goods. So they and all those with them went down alive into the pit. The earth closed them, and they perished from among the assembly. Then all Israel who were around them fled at their cry, for they said, lest the earth swallow us also. This ground can open his mouth, it can swallow. So if witches understand it, they plant muti, charm on the ground, and they said, we are burying somebody's blessing. In 2017, we were doing this kind of prayer here, and somebody in Nigeria, he was here praying this kind of prayer. In Nigeria, a bottle uprooted from the ground in their family house, and that bottle has all their names. They wrote it in a paper and put it and buried it. The fastest way to make somebody building a house to stagnate the house, many people house in Nigeria, I don't know if it's so in your country, is uncompleted. Because when people start building, these wicked people bury something in that house, and that house becomes stagnated. They speak to the earth of that place, and they bury people's breakthrough under the earth. I'm praying for you again. Any power that have buried anything for you, your family, I command that their evil charm to be destroyed. The earth has power to produce and bring forth. It has power. So you can speak to the earth, it will bring forth. Isaiah 45 from verse 8. Rain down, you heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, let them bring forth salvation. Meaning, let there be revival in the land, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. Is it I, witches? So imagine you are prophesying to the land. Somebody say you are doing witchcraft. In Genesis 1 from verse 10, and God called the dry land earth. He gave it name. And the gathering together of water he called sea. And God saw that it was good. God spoke to the earth. He said, then God said, let the earth bring forth. When God created you to be in his likeness, he's talking about his class. He said, whatever you see me do it. If I'm speaking to earth, you should speak to the earth. If speaking to the earth or gathering sand is witchcraft, God is the first witch. Genesis 1:11 says, then God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that eats seed, the fruit tree that eats fruit, according to his kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth, because what you say forth is what it will bring forth. God forbid that I enter any nation and the nation will swallow me. In Ezekiel, the prophet cried a cry. He said, this city shall not be my cauldron. You know cauldron? Cauldron is those big pots that they used to cook in coven. Hellfire have gone there. So there's no way I never thought. When the Bible says, where can you go from his presence? He said, even in hell, he make his bed there. God make his bed in hell. He said, even the darkness is light to him. So when there's a way you will start working with God, he will carry you to coven. Where they are doing something about you, he will carry you there. And you will be looking at them like this. I've seen myself in ancient world, and I saw my grandfathers, they sit down together. Ancestors that my father don't even know. I saw them sitting down together and they were discussing my family there. You've not gone. You are still trying to go to Spain. In Psalm 139 from verse 5, he said, you have edged me behind and before, and you laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It's too high, I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your presence? Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. God is in hell everywhere. In coven, occultic kingdom, nothing is hidden from him. He said, if I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost part of the sea, bottom of the sea. When I'm telling people I've gone to the marine, they say, oh, you are a marine spirit, that's why. I created everything. You say, I created everything, you are looking at me. Is it not the God inside you that created everything? You created everything. The Spirit of God in you is who is talking all these things. He said, even there, your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. Your hand lead me to coven, everywhere, heaven, everywhere. If I say, surely the darkness shall fall on me, even night shall be light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shall shine as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to you. The Bible says the Holy Ghost will guide you. Genesis verse 24. And the Lord said, let the earth bring forth again living creature according to his kind. Meaning anything you say to the earth, it will bring that kind to you. Cattle and creeping things. So if you say the earth, this country is wicked, creeping things, snake, beasts of the earth, each according to his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to his kind, cattle according to his kind, and everything that creep on the earth according to his kind. And God saw that it was good. So the truth is, every pain or good we see anywhere we are, we created it. And may witch not create your word for you. So that's why God said we should speak mercy to the earth over our nation. Speak mercy to the earth over your family. Speak mercy to the earth over your house where you are living. Never again will this nation drink the blood of his inhabitants. By our intercession, we stopped xenophobia in this country. The country is boiling spiritually. When we are waking up praying every time, you think we are joking. Let God say, stop interceding, or we become sleepy in the nation and not following instruction. Some morning prayer or some prayer we are just doing marathonly. It's not because I like it too. So anytime God is saying we should do all night, it's because he's trying to stop something. And as a watchman, I don't need to disobey. You have to just obey. I like Friday service alone. But when God calls, this is about to happen, this is about to happen, you have to watch and pray. Watch this hour, watch that. Because if you don't watch the time God asks you to watch, a time will come. Just as Jesus said, now is the hour of the power of darkness. You can't do anything at that time again. Although we have not really gotten the news about Big Zulu, but you saw the prophecy since 2023, yes. The prophecy was specific. I saw this man having an accident. And I said, I'm seeing, it's not far, but I'm interceding for extension of life. He's supposed to die. If at all, we've not seen the news properly, but according to rumor news, this is what intercession does. So God have seen this year, and they have seen that there's a lot of battle, but you can make it good. And there's a lot of things he have prepared for you this year. No power must stop them. Some people said the land swallow his inhabitants, and the land really killed them. Not my blood. My blood shall not be wasted in this land.